Welcome back, guys, to the Ange Delic podcast. Okay, so another episode about football. That's why I have my beautiful jersey on, jacket, Manchester United, the kings of football. That's a joke. They're fucking washed, but they are making a bit of a comeback. Not too bad. Okay, so I want to start off with, I saw something online, people talking about, FIFA isn't for sale. The World Cup isn't for sale. Should FIFA even consider private investors? And then, when you see it quickly on social media, it's never like deep analysis. You just see quickly headline, FIFA isn't for sale. Then you're like, what the fuck are you talking about? Who's talking about selling FIFA? Who thought about selling FIFA? Then I went deeper into it. It's not that Infantino necessarily wanted to sell FIFA, but he wanted to, in a way, create a sort of an organization that would be like 20% of what FIFA is, but it's for advertisements only. And then he would sell like 20% of that company to private investors so that he could raise $4 to $5 billion. Something like, it's way more complicated than simply, Infantino wanted to sell FIFA to private investors. So what I did here is I have it here to tell you guys, so what happened. So the controversy wasn't that Gianni Infantino wanted to sell FIFA itself. It was that he proposed selling a minority stake in a new company that will own and manage FIFA's commercial rights, especially the World Cup. And here's what happened. FIFA proposed creating a new commercial entity called FIFA Forward Enterprise, or FFE. This company would control the business side of FIFA's biggest tournaments, broadcasting rights, sponsorships, ticketing, licensing, and other commercial revenue. FIFA would then sell up to 20% of that company to outside investors while keeping majority ownership. The company was reportedly valued at around $20 billion US, meaning FIFA could raise roughly $4 billion by selling that minority stake. And also on top of that, he only wanted to sell, so on top of it, not even selling FIFA, he wanted to create a company which would take care of FIFA's commercial rights. And then even on top of that, he wouldn't even sell that company 100%, only 20% of that company. So they would be a small minority for FIFA's decisions and just FIFA in general. And then, so why did Infantino want to do it? His argument was that FIFA could raise billions immediately. More money could then be distributed to FIFA's 211 member associations for football development. Now, we're not going to lie. Out of that $4 billion that would have been raised, it's not like FIFA, it's not like the president, Infantino, and the vice presidents and other people of the board committee. Of course, they would have pocketed some of that money. That's for sure. But they also would have given the majority of that money to those 211 member associations. FIFA would still control the company because they would own at least 80%. Why were people so angry? The World Cup shouldn't be partially owned by private investors, even indirectly. So that's why people were mostly mad. Because FIFA, it's so big, it's so global, it's for soccer, it's for football, the biggest sport on planet Earth. And like or not, fans, which is almost 4 billion people in the world who are big football fans, of course, they want to enjoy football and soccer, and they don't want to feel like they have these private business investors or these private capitalists, these billionaires, toying with their sport, toying with the tournament, and toying with their joy of watching World Cup and watching all these FIFA tournaments. So I understand people getting mad, of course, and you gotta understand also that the majority of people hate billionaires. The majority of people hate these big businessmen who they feel like they profit from other people to make money, and that's why these people who are like normal working class people, who are the ones at the end of the day who are watching the games, who are participating in tournaments, by either buying a jersey, buying tickets, traveling, whatever. Football is for them. It's for the common man. And that's a fact. I agree. That's true. So that's why, of course, if you look at that person, that average person who watches football, a middle-class person, whatever, of course, his joy is watching the World Cup. FIFA World Cup is, in a way, he feels like he's a part of it. It's his joy. And of course, doesn't want these big business investors, private investors, meddling with something that he feels a part of and that he truly loves deeply with his heart. So of course I understand. Investors would naturally push FIFA to maximize profits, potentially leading to more tournaments, more matches, more commercialization, and even more congested football calendar. Many football officials also said the proposal was developed without proper consultation with FIFA's governing bodies. So that's another thing. Of course, if FIFA now has business investors, those investors, those businessmen, those capitalists, whatever, they don't give a fuck about the beauty and the sport of football. That's a fact. They don't give a fucking fuck about it. Why? Because at the end of the day, what they do is they pull up the sheet every quarter, every 3 months, they pull up a sheet. How is our revenue going? Oh, the revenue is down. Yo, Infantino, bring more commercials, bring more games, more tournaments, whatever. My revenue is down. It shouldn't be fucking down. Profits should be way higher than what they are, even if there is some profits. That is how a businessman thinks. He simply looks at numbers. Are profits up? Are profits up or down? They're down. Infantino, fucking do something. I'm a part owner of the company. You owe me this. Make me make money. That's what he's gonna do. I don't care if you have to do more games, more matches, more commercials, more whatever. Make the World Cup every 2 years. I don't give a fuck about the beauty of the sport. I don't care what the people want. I want my money to be up. I want to be on a good profit landslide up to make money. And that's the only thing that private investors care about. So I understand why the common man who doesn't make money out of the World Cup, who doesn't make money by watching the World Cup, and has no monetization whilst the World Cup is happening, of course, he watches the World Cup just like myself, out of pure joy and entertainment. And let's not lie, football for many people and across many cultures, it's like a religion. So of course, as much as we don't want money getting involved in our religion, same goes for football. We don't want money getting involved in football. We don't want money to ruin the beauty of the sport of football or soccer. UEFA, CONCACAF, and several other football leaders strongly criticized the idea, with some saying FIFA was effectively trying to sell the soul of football. And that is what I just said recently. And that is what I agree. It is a fact. Like it or not, Infantino, the president, I don't doubt his love for the sport. I'm pretty sure he loves football, but I'm pretty sure he fucking loves money more than he loves football. I'm pretty sure that once he's in that position, he sees the possibilities that sport, the amount of money that it can bring him. Of course, he prefers money over football. And so do these private investors. So that's why if there were to be private investors, it would have broken the soul of football. So what happened at the end? The backlash was so strong that FIFA abandoned the proposal. Infantino described it as only a proposal. Of course, he's going to say that so that he can back himself up and protect himself from critics and say, you know what, it's not something that I deeply cared about. It was simply a proposal. But we all know deep down is like, yo, bro, this deal better fucking pass because I want to get that fucking $1 billion. I'm in the problem for this. But opposition from confederations and member associations was overwhelming and the plan was withdrawn. This has become one of the biggest governance controversies of Infantino's presidency because it raised a broader question. Should the commercial future of the World Cup be influenced by private equity investors, or should it remain entirely under football's own governance? In my opinion, there are pros and cons on both sides, but I feel like there's way more pros keeping it that football is his own governance, and that the football is for the common man, for the average man, is for the population, is for the world. It's to unite the world through a sport that is so unifying, that brings peace, that brings joy, that brings love amongst human beings from different cultures and different countries, different backgrounds. So yes, money is good. I am all for capitalism, for everything else. But for this case, football should remain its own governance. FIFA should remain its own governance. And it should never have private equity investors. So for people who don't know, let me explain to you how now the ownership of FIFA works. Ownership, quote unquote. FIFA is actually not owned by any individual, company, or government. It's a Swiss non-profit association. So it works more like the International Olympic Committee than a corporation. The owners are the 211 national football associations. So there's 211 national football associations across the world. All of them, in a way, own FIFA because FIFA is a non-profit organization. Every country's football association is a member of FIFA. For example, England, the Football Association, Brazil, CBF, Canada Soccer, France, FFF. These 211 member associations collectively make up FIFA. Each association gets one vote regardless of how big or small the country is. So Brazil has the same voting power as, let's say, San Marino. The Congress consists of representatives from all 211 member associations. It votes on major issues such as electing the FIFA president, approving changes to FIFA's statutes, admitting or suspending member associations, approving financial matters. Think of it as a board of directors. It has 37 members, one president, which is currently Gianni Infantino, 8 vice presidents, and 28 other members elected through the continental confederations. The council makes most day-to-day strategic decisions between annual Congress meetings. Infantino is not the owner. Infantino is the president elected by the member associations. He has significant influence, but he cannot personally sell FIFA, cannot keep FIFA profits, and can be voted out by the membership. I'm actually curious what like the salary is of Infantino. What is the salary of Gianni Infantino as the president of FIFA? Because if you think about it, I mean, he's definitely a multimillionaire. Like, Infantino is definitely a multimillionaire. And here it is. According to FIFA's latest transparency report, Infantino's gross compensation for 2025 was 4.8 million Swiss francs, approximately 4.8 million US dollars. Crazy, man. He has a base salary of $2.6 million US dollars, and then he has a performance bonus of 2.2 million US dollars. Jesus Christ, so he makes more money, he has a better base salary than the president of the United States. Fucking crazy. Now, of course, Donald Trump is a multi-millionaire, maybe even a billionaire. Probably he is. But the salary of the president of the United States is like $400,000 a year. And this guy is making fucking $4.8 million. And let's not lie, being president of the United States, being president of FIFA, the level of stress is way, way different. Like FIFA, it's like zero stress. Like, what is the stress, right? Of course, you have like objectives to hit, targets to hit, whatever, of course. But at the end of the day, it's football. It's a sport. And being president of the United fucking States, broski, you're the most powerful man on planet Earth. Foreign affairs on every single country. You always have to do something either internally inside of a country or outside with foreign affairs. So many shit you have to do. It's crazy, man, the difference. So that was something that I wanted to address because I saw so many people on social media, oh my God, FIFA isn't for sale. And I feel like many people thought that it was, Infantino is trying to sell FIFA to private investors, whilst that wasn't the case because FIFA, the organization, is a non-profit organization, which in a way cannot be sold because it's owned by 211 countries who are football associations. And Infantino isn't the owner. He's not the CEO or whatever. There's no CEO. It's a non-profit organization. He's simply the president, and he got voted into power in FIFA. Now, let's get into hot takes and spicy fucking takes. Ballon d'Or race. Listen, for the 2026 Ballon d'Or, it's going to be really, really fucking tight. In my opinion, you guys know me. If I was the one deciding who I give the Ballon d'Or to, I would give it to Messi. Now listen, guys. Oh my God, he's such a Messi dick rider. Listen, let me make sense out of it. He proved that he's still the best player on planet fucking Earth. He proved it. Hate on him all you want. Hate on me all you want. Say whatever the fuck you want to say. He proved that he is still by far, without any doubt, the best player on planet fucking Earth. And that is, in my opinion, what the Ballon d'Or should be. Who is the best player that year? Now, of course, Ballon d'Or once, which is an organization, which is France Football, who decides the Ballon d'Or and votes on it from journalists. But they brought out like an official statement saying how they value the Ballon d'Or and what are the criterias. First one was performance on the pitch, how you play. Second one was team trophies, what he accomplished during that year. And third one was, how can I say this? Like your personality. Are you a good person? Your image, your personal image. That is the third one. In my opinion, those three are really good. The third one, who gives a fuck? I mean, because even if you're a fucking asshole, if you're the best player on planet Earth, you're the fucking best player on planet Earth. That's it. I don't care what you did. I don't care how many times you cheated on your wife or what wrongdoing you ever did. If you're the best player on planet Earth, you're the best fucking player on planet Earth. And it's as simple as that. And that's how it should be, in my opinion. So it should only be one criteria. Who is the best player in the world? Who is the best football player that year? He wins the Ballon d'Or. That's how I see it. But even with these three criterias, I would still give it to Messi. Because let's not lie, the first criteria, although there is three, the first one outweighs all the two others. The first one outweighs the second one, and the first one outweighs the third one by a lot. And we all know that's a fact. Because yes, there are those three criterias, but all three of them don't have the same importance. The first one is the most important, and I think that even FIFA, not FIFA, since it's not FIFA who decides the Ballon d'Or, but I think that even the journalists who decide the Ballon d'Or, even they know that the first one is the most important. Although I feel like the first one and the second one is the most important because the second one is winning trophies. But like I said so many times, football is a team sport. So you can be an average player in a fucking good team and you're a starting 11 or left back, right back, or even central midfielder because it just so happened to be that you're the starting midfielder for probably the best team on planet Earth. And then you guys win all the trophies. Now, are you the best player? No, but you're the best player in that team and you won all the trophies. But there's another player in another team. And that team isn't as good as yours, but he's a way better player than you are. But because you won the World Cup or because you won the Champions League, well, we give you the Ballon d'Or. Whilst the other player is a better player than you are. So that's why, in my opinion, the first one is the most important. But now, so of course, I personally would take the Ballon d'Or and hand it to Messi. But since I'm not the one deciding, and since I know that it's France football, and since I know how they think, I'm pretty sure they're going to give it to Lamine Yamal. Could it be Harry Kane? Maybe. But like I said, since whenever the Ballon d'Or is happening in the same year as the World Cup has a big, big importance and a big, big influence on who's winning the Ballon d'Or. Like it or not, Lamine Yamal won the league with Barcelona. He went far in the Champions League, got eliminated from Atletico Madrid. I think so, if I remember correctly. Maybe I'm wrong, correct me in the comments. But he went far in the Champions League. He had a fucking phenomenal season with Barca, was their best player. He won the league with Barcelona, and then he won the World Cup with Spain. Now, granted, this World Cup, Lamine Yamal was good. He was good. He wasn't bad. He wasn't average. Like, guys, chill out. He was better than average, far from average. He was way better than average. But he wasn't amongst the best players. I agree. Messi played better than him this World Cup by miles. Harry Kane played better. Jude Bellingham played better. Mbappe played better. Even Rodri played better than Lamine Yamal this tournament. I agree. But at the end of the day, he played really well for Spain, was a key player, was their best player on paper, and he, like it or not, he won the fucking World Cup. He lifted a trophy, and it is what it is. So, of course, if I had to place a bet, if I had to put money on it, not with my heart, but simply with money, I will put money on Lamine Yamal is going to lift the Ballon d'Or for 2026. That's the money I would put on. Because could Harry Kane win it? I mean, Harry Kane had a phenomenal season. But his season, was it better than Lamine Yamal? I wouldn't say. I still believe that Lamine Yamal is a better player than Harry Kane. Harry Kane did have a really good season. In the World Cup, they finished third. It's not enough. And since Lamine Yamal won it, it's a big, big difference between winning it and not winning it. It's a big, big fucking difference. So if I had to put money, I'll put it on Lamine Yamal. But who else could it be? Could it be Dembele? I mean, he won the Champions League with PSG, played really fucking well, but didn't play as well as he did last season. And then with France, he didn't perform. At the World Cup, he was good, but he wasn't the main player and he wasn't the main star. It was by far Mbappe and then Olise. So I don't think they're gonna give it to Dembele again. And plus, they really think they're gonna give it to Dembele after the season he had for him to win it back to back. I don't see it happening. Could Mbappe win it? Nah, Real Madrid, he played really well with Real Madrid. Like or not, he's their best player. He's probably the best number 9 in the world with Erling Haaland. But he got knocked out from Spain in the World Cup. Didn't win the World Cup. Played phenomenally. Didn't win anything with Real Madrid. So Mbappe could maybe win it. He was phenomenal at the World Cup. The best player after Messi. He was phenomenal, but he didn't win it. And he didn't win anything with Real Madrid. So maybe Mbappe could win it, but I don't see it happening. And then Rodri, no way. Maybe he was considered as the best player in the 2026 tournament, which is fucking ludicrous considering that Messi was miles better than him. But hey, so Rodri, there's no way Rodri's going to win it. He didn't do shit during the season, then he won the World Cup. So honestly, if I had to put money on it, I truly think that they're going to give it to Lamine Yamal. If I had to put money, that's what I would do. Spain have won the 2026 World Cup. Phenomenal team, and they played it really, really fucking well. But now I want to go deeper into Spain. For the next years and for the next international tournaments, Spain are going to be fucking dangerous, man. Because all of their players are so young and they're so fucking good and they play so well. I think they're just going to get better and better. Now, can they win the World Cup in 2030? It can happen. Plus, they're playing in Spain. The final is going to probably be in like Madrid or Barcelona. It could happen. But one thing's for sure, like I said so many times, in the 21st century, the best team, the best international football team in the 21st century is Spain. And not only by how they play on the pitch, not only by the quality of their playing style, but also by trophies. 2008, they won the Euros. 2010, they won the World Cup. 2012, they won the Euros. 2004, and then when else they won? 2008, 10, and 12. 14, it was Germany who won the World Cup. 2016 Euros, it was Portugal. I don't know how it fucking happened. 2018, it was... Who won 2018 Euros? 2018 World Cup, it was France who won it. 2020, 2021 Euros, it was Italy. 2022 World Cup, it was Argentina. And then now 2026, it was Spain who won the World Cup. And 2024, it was Spain who won the Euro. So out of everything I just named from 2008 to 2026, they won 2 Euros and 2 World Cups. No, 3 Euros and 2 World Cups. That's actually fucking insane. In the span of 18 years of football, Spain have won 3 Euros and 2 World Cups. That's actually fucking insane. So that's why, in my opinion, the best team of the 21st century internationally is Spain. And they can get just better and better. Now, is it going to happen? Many things can come into play. There can be other youngsters happening in Argentina, in France, in England, in Germany, in Italy. Many things can happen. Football is always changing, evolving, and changing. That is the nature of the sport. But so far, the future looks really, really bright for Spain, and that's a fact. Now, next segment. I know it's something that I really address a lot on my podcast and that I always address, but let me address it one more time, and then I think it can be pretty much done because we're in 2026. Father time is a real thing. And it's a Messi versus Ronaldo debate. I think that now in 2026, after everything that happened, both of them at the end of their careers, both of them being at the age of 40, so they're done, they're finished. Even though Messi is 39, he's still the best player on planet Earth. But now that everything has happened, I think that the world has realized, that all football fans have realized, truly realized that it was never a debate. There was never a debate between, oh my God, who's better, Messi or Ronaldo? It was never a fucking debate. I think that now we're all slowly realizing, and with everything that happened with this past World Cup and just with everything else, that there was always a huge difference between Messi and Ronaldo. Ronaldo, kudos to Ronaldo. Congrats, Ronaldo, for everything he accomplished, the longevity he had, the career he had, everything he did, everything he accomplished is fucking crazy, and it's worth being applauded, and it's worth the praise. But when we're comparing him to Messi, there's a huge fucking difference. I think that now, and with time, it's just going to get worse and worse, meaning that we're just going to realize even more the vast difference between Messi and Ronaldo, something that I realized since the beginning, but I feel like some fans didn't. But I feel like now people are more realizing that it's never been a debate, just like Jamie Carragher said many times. It's never been a debate, and the vast difference is so crazy. The way Messi played this tournament and the way Ronaldo played, the difference is so fucking huge, man. Messi not only played phenomenally, but he was again the best player in the world. And Ronaldo was like one of the worst players out of all these top players. And Messi was number one. So the vast difference is crazy. Okay, yes, Ronaldo is 2 years older. But still, let's go back to the Euro 2024. When Ronaldo was 39, the same age as Messi, now 39 at the World Cup. The difference was fucking huge, man. It was fucking huge. Ronaldo at 39 in the Euros 2024, he was the same player as he is currently. He wasn't doing shit. Messi at the age of 39, in the 2026 World Cup. Not only was he phenomenal, but on top of that, he was by far the best player the entire tournament. Yo, bro, every single game, he was so fucking dominant, bro. He was so against England, even against Spain, considering that his team couldn't keep the ball for more than 30 seconds. Whenever Messi had the ball, he did something. He tried to do something. And even sometimes he took the ball, he drove past one player, and then the second one fouled him. Like, yo, he's just fucking something else. But I'm happy that this World Cup happened. And I know that the more time goes by, and let's say 10 years from now, no one's ever going to bring up Ronaldo in the same conversation as Messi. And this isn't hate towards Ronaldo. It's not hate towards his fans. But if we're keeping it honest, if we're being real about it, there's Messi and there's Ronaldo. It's just two completely different things. Forget about it. But one thing I want to say is it's sad that now it's over, man. We're never ever going to see Messi play again at the top level of football. That's why I was so hyped for this World Cup, because I knew that this is going to be the last time we're going to see Messi amongst and against the best players on planet Earth. And for his last dance, he fucking showed everyone, yo guys, y'all forgot about me. Y'all forgot who the fuck I am. Y'all forgot that I'm still the best player on planet Earth. And I'm not going to talk about it because Messi is so humble. He doesn't boast about himself. He doesn't flex. He said, I'm going to do the talking on the pitch. And he fucking did the talking on the pitch. He showed everyone. He showed Mbappe. He showed Vini. He showed Lamine Yamal. He showed whoever. Like, you guys are phenomenal. You guys are the future of this sport. But I'm still the best player on planet fucking Earth. And that's what Messi did. And that's what he showed everyone. Not only to all these other players, but to the world. And even these imagine being this youngster. Imagine being Erling Haaland. Imagine being Lamine Yamal, where for the past 2 years, you're dominating in Europe. You're dominating the Champions League. You're fucking going crazy. You're killing every single team. And then Messi isn't there. He's in America enjoying life, playing for Inter Miami, enjoying time off with his family. Then, of course, in a way, you forget about Messi because Messi isn't amongst your competition anymore in the top 5 leagues in Europe, in the greatest leagues in Europe, and in the Champions League. So, in a way, you forget about him. So imagine you forget about him, and then comes the World Cup. You're like, oh, you Argentina are going to be there with Messi. And then Messi plays the way he plays. You're just like, yo, bro, what the actual fuck, man? They're just like, I'll never be like this guy. That's what you think to yourself. If you're Lamine Yamal, if you're Erling Haaland, if you're Vini Jr., if you're Mbappe, if you're Olise, if you're whoever, you're just like, yo, this guy is just a fucking freak of nature, man. This guy, he is one of the most amazing human beings to ever exist. He's one of the most gifted individuals to ever exist. He's like what Da Vinci was for painting, what fucking Isaac Newton was for science or for whatever the fuck he did. That's what Messi is for football. That's like a fucking genius, man. That's another level of genius. And I just love the fact how he reminded everyone that, yo, guys, I can be 39. I could be playing the MLS for 2-3 years now. I can be close to retirement. I'm still the fucking GOAT. And not only am I the greatest of all time, but now currently, 2026, I'm still the best player on planet Earth. It's not you, Lamine Yamal. It's not Mbappe. It's not Haaland. It's not all these superstars, these youngsters who are in the peak of their age, peak physical abilities. It's not you guys. It's me. That's crazy, man. Next topic. Mbappe. What are my thoughts on Mbappe's career so far? Mbappe is a phenomenal player. Phenomenal player. He is currently, there's even a debate to say that he is currently the best player in the world. And I'm not going to go against it. This World Cup, like I said, after Messi, Mbappe was probably the best player. He was fucking phenomenal. And even with Real Madrid, he's their best player. He gets paid the most. He's their most important player. And he's their best player. That's a fact. There's Vini, yes, but Mbappe has always been better than Vini, and he'll always be better than Vini, and everyone knows it, right? Now, is he a flop? I don't think he's a flop. Why? Because this is how I see it. The reason that there was so much hype regarding Mbappe is because he won the World Cup at the age of 19. That's why there was so much hype. Everyone was like, yo, including my brother, they're like, yo, what the fuck? He won the World Cup at the age of 19? The sky is the limit. He's going to go on and win 3-4 Ballon d'Ors. He's going to dominate everything. But you got to look at it by perspective. He won the World Cup at the age of 19, yes. Now, at the same time, what did France's team look like in 2018? It was a fucking phenomenal team. Pogba in his prime, Griezmann in his prime, Matuidi, Kante in their prime. Everyone was in their prime. And then, of course, Mbappe at the age of 19 was phenomenal. And then plus you throw Mbappe in there. So, of course, they're going to win the World Cup. But it's the team who won the World Cup. And Mbappe so far happened to be in that team at the age of 19. So, of course, it translates to him lifting the World Cup at the age of 19. But guys, let's not forget, time doesn't stop. Even now, currently, while I'm doing this episode, this podcast, there's another youngster in an academy going fucking crazy. And in 1 year or 2 years, we're going to hear about him. But now, currently, no one knows about him. No one knows who the fuck he is. But in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years from now, we're going to hear about another youngster going fucking crazy in Europe. That's what football is like. So that's why I always said, Mbappe isn't a flop, and the reason he isn't a flop is because people overrated him in the beginning. I'm not saying, by me saying this, I'm not saying that he's shit. He's a phenomenal player, but people thought that he's the next fucking Maradona, that he's the next Messi, and that he's the next greatest player on planet Earth. And that's why it's important to look at players, how they play on the pitch, not what they've won with their team, but how they, as an individual, what are their abilities, what are their capacities, what are they capable of providing and producing on the pitch, them individually as a player. That is what's important. And when I looked at Mbappe play, phenomenal. His speed, his acceleration is something I've never seen before from a football player. Finishing, phenomenal. Good dribbling. Not phenomenal dribbling, but he has good dribbling. Altogether, he's a phenomenal number 9 and a phenomenal winger. Phenomenal. But will he win more than 3 Ballon d'Ors? Like I said since the beginning, no. And if he does win a Ballon d'Or, he's going to win 1 or 2. And time proved me right? Now he's 27, going on 28, and he doesn't even have 1 Ballon d'Or to his name. Now, that doesn't change the fact that he's phenomenal. He is phenomenal. But is he going to... Now, let me ask the question to these Mbappe dick riders. Will Mbappe win 3 Ballon d'Ors? Let's start off with him winning 1. Maybe he won't even win 2. I see him winning 1, 2 at the most. 3, impossible. Why? Because if one thing's for sure, he's not winning this Ballon d'Or. What if next year Haaland goes crazy? Well, 1 Ballon d'Or to Haaland. Okay, now Mbappe is 30 years old. The fuck, when are you going to get your Ballon d'Or? And then maybe Mbappe goes crazy. Boom, he wins his Ballon d'Or. And then the year after that, oh, you know what? It's another youngster. It's Olise. He went fucking crazy. Now we give a Ballon d'Or to Olise. Oh, it's again Lamine Yamal. Okay, another one to Lamine Yamal. Now he has 2, but Mbappe still has 1. And now Mbappe is at the age of 33. And then maybe he wins another one to finish off his career. And then he has 2 Ballon d'Ors. That's how it works. It's not easy. It's because people got so accustomed to seeing Messi winning 4 Ballon d'Ors in a row that they think like, oh yeah, that's easy. That's possible. Yo, guys, it's fucking Messi. It's once in a lifetime. It's never going to happen again. Let's get back to reality. Before Messi went on to win 4 Ballon d'Ors in a row, 2009, 10, 11, and 12. Before that, it never happened. Before that, Ronaldo won 1, Kaká won another one, and then it was Cannavaro, and then before it was Ronaldinho, and then it was Shevchenko, and then it was always changing. But then we got so accustomed recently to seeing Messi win 4 in a row, see Ronaldo then win 2 in a row, and see Messi win again 2 in a row. And then we thought like, oh yeah, that's fucking normal. It's not normal. Messi isn't normal. That's another, let's not even talk about Messi. Whenever we talk about football, there should always be 2 conversations. There's Messi, how good was he, what he did, blah, blah, blah. There's Messi here, and then there's literally every other player beneath him. And then we talk about these other players because Messi is just on another planet. Forget about it. So that's why people forgot how the Ballon d'Or works before Messi arrived. Only Messi won 4 in a row. Who the fuck wins 4 Ballon d'Ors in a row? What the actual fuck? He won 2009, 10, 11, 12. That's unfucking heard of. I think the most that happened was 2 in a row or even 3 in a row. But to win 4 in a row, man, come on, man, guys, let's stop it. So that's what's going to happen for the next 10 years in football. There's not going to be a Messi. It's never going to happen again. But there's going to be many talented players, just let's say, before the arrival of Messi. How was it? Let's say from 2000 to 2009, it was always one player winning it, and then another player winning it, and then another player winning it, and then again he won a second one. Oh, but now it's another player who won it, and then it's another player who won it, and then Messi arrived, which was pure domination for 15 years, him and Ronaldo, And then now we're getting back to pre-Ronaldo Messi era. I feel like in football, it's going to go down as pre-Messi era, after Messi era. You know how just with years, there's before Christ and after Christ, before Jesus and after Jesus. In the world of football, it's going to be the same. It's going to be before Messi, after Messi. That's what's going to happen. I'm actually going to clip this because I'm probably the first one to say this quote. But there's going to be BM, which is before Messi, and AM, after Messi. So before Messi, how time was, and then after Messi, how time was. And then there's going to be during Messi's time, which is just something that like the footballing gods said, you know what, let me gift you guys with the greatest football player to ever exist for 20 years. And then after that, it's going to be another era coming back to what it was before. So that's what it's going to be like. Okay, so guys, the season is starting soon. EPL, La Liga, Serie A, Bundesliga, League One, everything else. So recently, something that I want to talk about is these transfers. There's big talks of Vinny Jr. joining Arsenal. It's not yet done. It's not yet official. Is it going to happen? I don't think it's going to happen. And if it does, I don't think it's a good move for Vinny. Why? Arsenal, yes, they've won the league for this past season, but it remains Arsenal. Are they ever going to win a Champions League? Did they just win? No, PSG won the Champions League. Are they going to win a Champions League? Who knows? I don't see it happening because, like it or not, they are Arsenal. They had a really good season, but can they do it again? It's easy. It's not easy to do it once. It happens many times, but it's hard to be consistent and to do it for consecutive years. That's the hardest part about winning trophies, is to do it back to back to back. That is the hardest part. Now, maybe Arsenal this season have had more success in terms of trophies than Real Madrid, but if you know football and someone was to offer you, would you rather play at Real Madrid or play at Arsenal? Everyone's always going to say Real Madrid. Why? They are the kings of football, of club football. They are the kings. They've won the most trophies, and they will always be the team that will win the most trophies in the span of 10 years. That's what I'm saying. Vinny right now is 26 years old. He's really fucking young. He has 10 more years to play in his prime. 10 more years. And in those 10 years, do you think that Vinny will have more success if he stays at Real Madrid or if he joins Arsenal? In my opinion, he's going to have more club success if he stays at Real Madrid for the next 10 years than if he leaves Real Madrid and joins Arsenal. That's my opinion. Now, of course, I understand it's like the same concept with Messi, Neymar. And plus, both of them, they had a really good fucking relationship and they really loved each other. But Neymar wanted to go on and become his own player and to be the main player, to be the main star at a team. Like it or not, as talented as Neymar was, as fucking phenomenal as he wasn't Messi and he wasn't like Messi. So of course, if he's playing in the same team as Messi, that's always going to be Messi's team. No matter what he does, no matter what he says, no matter what happens, that is always Messi's team, always. So of course, I understand him leaving Barcelona to join PSG. He wanted to have his own team, accomplish his own things, be the main star of a team. I understand that, but in my opinion, Neymar should have stayed at Barcelona. And plus, playing next to Messi isn't ego-driven. He just does what's the best for every team. And he makes every other player around him shine even more than what they could do. And that's what Messi did with Neymar when he was at Barcelona. Neymar at Barcelona was better than what he was at PSG. At PSG, he was phenomenal. But at Barca, he was just fucking phenomenal. And I feel like Neymar doesn't necessarily have the mentality to be the main player at a team, just like Ronaldo did or like Messi did. And I feel like Neymar, he was in the perfect situation, in the perfect place when he was at Barcelona with Messi next to him. That's what I believe. But same goes for Vinny and Mbappe. In Vinny's mind, he's the king of Real Madrid. And in Mbappe's mind, he's the king. I understand. Both of them have the right to think that way. They're both phenomenal players. Both of them are the best players on planet Earth. And both of them, I feel like they don't connect as well. And they don't have the same, let's say, friendship that Neymar and Messi had. And that's why MSN worked so well. Is because they had a phenomenal friendship, all three of them. I feel like Mbappe and Vinny have a friendship, but I feel like it's more professional than it is actually of a personal friendship. And of course, Vinny's there, but he feels like he's crowded from Mbappe. Mbappe is there, he feels like he's crowded from Vinny. So who is the main player? In my opinion, Mbappe is better than Vini. So Mbappe is the main player at Real Madrid. But it doesn't change the fact that Vini can also, in a way, be like the main player or the number 2, just slightly below Mbappe. And both of them play to their 100%. They connect well, and they go on and win many trophies together with Real Madrid, meaning that both of them have high success with Real Madrid. So I feel like for Vini, it's better if he stays at Real Madrid. Same goes for, let's say, Bayern in 2013 and 12. We had Robben at right wing and then Ribéry at left wing. Who was better? It's a huge debate. Some people say Ribéry, others say Robben. Who knows? In my opinion, Ribéry was maybe slightly better than Robben, but Robben was fucking phenomenal. And many people say that Robben was better. But at the end of the day, both of them clicked really well together. Maybe in Robben's mind, he was the best player. Maybe in Ribéry's mind, he was the best player. Or maybe they didn't even give a fuck about it. Maybe for them, it was all about the team. Let's go on and win as many trophies as we can and just be as successful as we can. So that's why they clicked so well. But if Vini in his mind is the best player, there's nothing wrong there. And then Mbappe in his mind, he's the best player. And both of them have egos and they don't want to match together. It's not going to work. But it can work, and it can work really, really well, just like it did it with Messi and Neymar, and just like it did it with Ribéry and Robben. It can actually work really well, but in a way, there has to be a certain limit of, okay, let's put my ego to the side, and then let's put the team first, and then after that, I of course, I want to win individual trophies, but they always have to have a mentality of team first, just like Ribéry and Robben had, and just like Messi and Neymar had. Is football entering a new era? Yes, like I said recently, it's the before Messi era and the after Messi era. Now we're in the after Messi era, which will be the same as the before Messi era, meaning that there's not gonna be one dominant player, one player that is above every other player by miles. It's gonna be many very talented generational talents competing between each other for who's gonna win the Ballon d'Or, who's going to win the Champions League with his team, and that's why this era is going to be. Is it Lamine Yamal with Barcelona? Is it Mbappe with Real Madrid? Is it whoever is the main player at Arsenal with Arsenal? Is it Erling Haaland with Manchester City and many other? Is it Bayern Munich with Olise and Karl and many other players? It's going to be many teams competing for who's going to win the Champions League, and amongst individual players, is going to be many players competing between each other for who's going to win the Ballon d'Or. During the Messi era, it was either, is Messi going to win it or Ronaldo? For like 10 years, that's actually fucking crazy. It was either, we always knew, is it Messi or Ronaldo this year? Is it Messi or Ronaldo? Is it Messi or Ronaldo? Although in my opinion, it should have been Messi every single year because he was just always better than Ronaldo. But hey, that's another fucking topic. But for this decade, it's going to be many different, really talented players competing between each other for the Ballon d'Or and for other trophies like La Liga, the Champions League, and everything else. Is the Premier League overrated? I think the Premier League has always been slightly overrated. Even though now it's maybe the best league in the world, it's the most entertaining one, that's for sure. But I feel like the reason why the Premier League was always slightly overrated is because it's English, right? And English media is the strongest media in football. Why? Because you speak English and everyone fucking understands English to a certain degree. So that's why it's so overrated in a way. And also, like it or not, English have invented the sport and they feel like it's their sport, so of course they're always going to boast about their players. But is La Liga maybe better than Premier League? I mean, they have Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, Barcelona, who are fucking phenomenal. But the thing with the Premier League is, even if they're not necessarily the best league in the world, they are the most competitive and the most entertaining league because they have like 6-7 teams every single season that has potential to win the league title. That's what's really interesting. You never know who's going to win it. In La Liga, you always know that it's between Barca or Real Madrid. And then sometimes, every 10 years, Atletico Madrid managed to win it. But you know that every single year is between Barca and Real Madrid. So that's why it's less entertaining and there's less competition in that league than, let's say, the Premier League, where there's literally 6 or 7 teams that can win it every single year. So that's what's really interesting about the Premier League. But I feel like because English media is so hyped and they boast everything that they do, that's why it's maybe slightly overrated. But if I had to put the top 5 leagues in order, I think that I would still put EPL first, La Liga second, Serie A third. Although Serie A has made a lot of adjustments and improvements for the past 10 years. They've made a lot of improvements. They're still third. Bundesliga is fourth, and the worst one is, of course, Ligue 1, French league. They just have PSG and sometimes maybe Marseille a little bit. But for the past 10 years, they just have PSG. Although PSG is currently the best team in Europe, I agree. But now I'm talking about who are the best leagues in the world. And just after those 5 leagues, Brazilian league and Argentinian league is right next to these 5 leagues. People undervalue how good the Brazilian league is and how good the Argentinian league is. Those 2 leagues are fucking good. They're really phenomenal. And they're really, really close to League 1. They're not close. I mean, in a way, they are close to EPL, La Liga, and Serie A. Those 3 leagues are the kings of European football. But Brazilian and Argentinian league, people think that those leagues aren't good because they're not as talked as about, let's say, EPL or La Liga. But those 2 leagues remain really fucking good. Meaning that if you take the best teams of the Brazilian league and you put them in the EPL, they're going to be really fucking good and they're going to perform really, really well. Maybe not win the league title, maybe not win the title, but they're always going to be phenomenal. If you take the best teams in Argentina, the 2-3 best teams in Argentina, and you put them in the EPL or the La Liga, they're always going to finish the top 10 teams that season. That's how good these teams are. Same goes for Brazilian league. If you take the 2-3 best teams in the Brazilian league and you put them in the EPL, they're always finishing in the top 10 of those 2 leagues. Top 15 at the most. That's how good those 2 leagues are. Really, really good in my opinion. Okay, now, guys, for people who don't know football that much, let me address something. World Cup is the most entertaining football tournament in the world, and in my opinion, is the most entertaining sport tournament. But out of every single football tournament that exists, Euros, Copa America, Champions League, World Cup, whatever, the World Cup is always the most hyped, the most entertaining, because it's the fucking World Cup, right? But the tournament with the best level of football, not with the best entertainment, but with the best level of football, isn't the World Cup, it's the Champions League. Why? Because club teams are always better than international teams. And it's fucking normal. Why? International teams, in a way, you can choose your players, but at the same time, you cannot choose your players. Because let's say Argentina, they have to choose Argentinian players. That's what it is. But club teams, they don't have to choose a player from a certain country. They can choose whoever they want. They can have 2 players from Argentina, 1 player from Spain, 1 player from Serbia, 1 from Croatia, 1 from France, 1 from Senegal, and then they create the best team. Club teams, it's all about creating the best teams that they can with the best players that they can attract. National teams, it's not the same. You have to choose the best player amongst all the players that have been produced from your country, that are born in your country. They have to be Argentinian for them to play on the Argentinian squad to a certain degree, right? They have to at least have an Argentinian citizenship. That's how it works. That's why when it comes to level of football, the greatest level of football in any tournament, in any football tournament, is in the Euros, is in the World Cup, is in Copa America, is in AFCON, is the Champions League, because it's the best clubs facing each other with the best players, creating the best possible teams going against each other. And that is the best level of football that you can watch. And to say that for many years, for like 10 years, the best level of football you could have watched was when the El Clasico was on. When Barca were playing against Real Madrid, that was the best level of football that you could watch across the world. Now it's not the case anymore, but for the past 10 years, when it was Messi era and Ronaldo era, that was the case. So every time it was the El Clasico, bro, the entire world watched it. Well, I mean, all football fans across the world. And we knew that this is the best level of football that we can watch currently. Top 10 players in the world currently. Listen, I'm going to do my top 10, right? Right now, currently in 2026, not of all time, but now currently in 2026. Number 1 is Messi. There's no doubt there. He's number 1 by far. I don't care if it's 2026. I don't care if he's 39 years old. He's still number 1. Number 2 is Lamine Yamal. After Messi, Lamine Yamal, he's better than Mbappe. He's better than Vinicius. He's better than whoever. Lamine Yamal is number 2. Number 3 now, in this list, I'm going to put Neymar to the side because he keeps getting fucking injured and he can't prove nothing on the pitch. Second is Lamine Yamal. Third, I feel like it's Kylian Mbappe. Kylian Mbappe, of course, I prefer Dembele, but altogether, I feel like Mbappe is better than Dembele. Fourth, I'm putting Dembele. Fifth, I'm putting Erling Haaland. Sixth, I'm putting Kane. Seventh, I'm putting Olise. 8th, I'm putting Pedri. 9th, I'm putting Jude Bellingham. And then 10th, I'm putting... Who could I put as 10th? Vitinha. Vitinha is phenomenal. Kvaradona is phenomenal. Kvaratskhelia is phenomenal. Erling Haaland is really good. I already put him on the list. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to put Vitinha just so I put more midfielders on it. I'm going to put 10th as Vitinha. But the top 3 right now in the world, the 3 best players currently in the world in 2026, number 1 is Messi. He just proved it. We had the World Cup. He proved everyone wrong. He showed everyone that he is still the best player on planet Earth. Second is Lamine Yamal. Maybe Mbappe had a better tournament this World Cup than Lamine Yamal, but altogether, Lamine Yamal is a better football player than Kylian Mbappe. Kylian Mbappe is older. Maybe so far he had more success in his career, although he didn't, right? What does Mbappe have more than Lamine Yamal? They both have a World Cup. Mbappe won the World Cup at the age of 19, so did Lamine Yamal. Although, granted, maybe in 2018, Mbappe played slightly better than what Lamine Yamal did in 2026. That's up for debate. I do maybe agree that Mbappe played better in 2018 than Lamine Yamal in 2026. But they both have a World Cup. None of them have a Champions League. And they're both fucking phenomenal. And none of them have a Ballon d'Or. Maybe Lamine Yamal is going to have a Ballon d'Or now. So that's what I mean when I say that Lamine Yamal is above Mbappe. But right next to him, right below him, is Mbappe. And then in 4th, you have to put maybe even like Harry Kane. And then in 5th, you're going to have like Olise. Or you're going to have like Dembele. Dembele is actually above Harry Kane. And then you have Harry Kane and then Olise. Those are the best players currently in the world. But Messi is number 1. And Ronaldo is number 150. And I'm being fucking generous right now. And who are currently the 5 most overrated players in the world? So by me saying overrated, I'm not saying that it means that they're not good. I'm simply saying that how people portray them, they portray them as better than what they actually are. And I feel like Mbappe is there. Mbappe is phenomenal, right? But he is overrated, meaning that some people think that he's better than Neymar as he altogether as a player. And that some players currently believe that he's better than Lamine Yamal, better than Messi. Mbappe's fan base, some of them are really fucking delusional when it comes to Mbappe's abilities. So Mbappe is there. Bellingham, of course. Bellingham is a phenomenal midfielder, but his PR is just crazy. And his PR and the image that he has and everything that surrounds him makes him slightly overrated than what he actually is. But it doesn't change the fact that he's one of the best midfielders and one of the best players in the world currently. Who else could be there? Is Haaland? No, Haaland's properly rated. I feel like Olise is a bit underrated because people don't realize just how fucking good he is and how important he is. I feel like Dembele is still also a bit underrated, meaning that if Dembele turns it up, if he flips the switch, he is maybe the best player on planet Earth after Messi with Lamine Yamal. Like, when it comes to purely footballing abilities, Lamine Yamal and Dembele are the same. Like, both of them can take the fucking ball, dribble past 3 or 4 players, and make a crazy pass, which is something Mbappe can't do, which is something Erling Haaland can't do, which is something Vini can't do. Only Dembele and Lamine Yamal can do it. Of course, Messi can do it, but like I said, that's another planet. But out of all these players, only those 2 players can do it. But Dembele has always been known to have really high peaks and have really low lows. That's how Dembele is. He's really inconsistent. So that's why it's hard to put him as the second best player on planet Earth. Last season, he was the best player, but now this season, it's a bit different. But like I said, when it comes to purely footballing abilities, him and Lamine Yamal are currently the best after Messi on planet Earth. Who else could be overrated? Out of all these big players, Kane also is a bit overrated. Why? Kane is a phenomenal number 9. Phenomenal. But some people, they say that he deserves easily the Ballon d'Or. I mean, guys, Mbappe is better than him. Lamine Yamal is better than him. Dembele is better than him. Like, he is good, but he's not. And I heard some people say that he's the greatest English player of all time. And that is where I draw the fucking line. He's not better than Paul Scholes. He's not. He is really good, but there's many other English players. Maybe not many. He is probably top 5 of the greatest English players of all time. But where's Bobby Charlton or many other players? Like, in my opinion, Paul Scholes is probably the best English player of all time. But Harry Kane is, of course, one of the greatest English players of all time. Now let's finish off with some good news from Inter Miami. Casemiro is joining Inter Miami to be their defensive midfielder. He's going to join Rodri de Paul. He's going to join Suarez and Messi. And if Neymar joins Inter Miami, that's gonna be fucking crazy. Having Messi, Suarez, Neymar up front again, and they're gonna do so much fucking damage, man. It's gonna be crazy. And I feel like if Neymar was to join Inter Miami, Messi, by him simply hanging around with Messi, with his energy, his aura, and his mentality, is going to bring Neymar back to his peak, to his prime. I mean, he cannot be to his prime again. He's 35 now, but he's gonna play at his best abilities if he plays next to Messi. And imagine Messi, Neymar, Suarez up front in the MLS. Bro, they're gonna fucking destroy everything. Man. It's gonna be fucking crazy. But Casemiro is joining Inter Miami. And I just wanna highlight some quotes that he said on the press conference about him joining Inter Miami. Let's not forget, Casemiro was a Real Madrid player. Real Madrid is the arch nemesis of Barcelona, which is where Messi played most of his career. And on top of that, Casemiro is Brazilian, which is Brazil is the arch nemesis of Argentina, which Argentina is a national team that Messi played for. And this is what Casemiro still said about Messi. And let's not forget, Casemiro played with Ronaldo. He played with Cristiano Ronaldo. He was close to Ronaldo. He played with Ronaldo for many, many years, had many, many success, won many trophies with Ronaldo. And on top of that, he's Brazilian. And this is still what he said about Messi. He said, I want to help him keep winning because he's the god of football. That is what Casemiro said about Messi. He also said Messi is one of the gods of football, if not the god. He is one of the gods, if not the god of football. I want to enjoy being with him and keep winning with him. This is Casemiro, a Brazilian. He could have said Pele, Ronaldinho, who are Brazilian legends. On top of that, he's Brazilian, so of course he's going to be biased towards Brazilian players. But when you have someone like Messi, who on the pitch was one of the best players, him, Maradona, and Ronaldinho, but what separates him so much from all these other gods like Maradona, Ronaldinho, Pele, Ronaldo 9, is his longevity and his success and his accomplishments throughout club career and international career. So guys, I wanted to end it on this note. That was it for this episode. Peace out.